All right. So today we're going to talk about one part of predictive processing, which is affect. It's your sense of feeling good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, feeling like moving towards something or moving away from it. But have you ever asked yourself, like, what makes me feel good or bad? Like, what exactly is going on? And that's what I'm going to tell you about today, related to the predictive brain, predictive processing.
Hey everybody, my name is Leah Benson, and I'm a licensed body-based psychotherapist and coach in Tampa Bay.
I'm going to start by explaining it from a physiological standpoint. The experience of feeling good or bad is related to whether your brain thinks your body is getting what it needs. For instance, like if it's got enough glucose or has enough rest or needs more magnesium or etc. What it does is it gives you this general feeling when it thinks you're about to be out of range on one of those things. And so it generates predictively before you need that glucose or that magnesium or that sleep. It predictively generates the feeling of being unpleasant so that you do the things that will give the body what it needs. That's where we're going to start. Like, okay, so that's the beginning. So when it comes to why you feel pleasant or unpleasant, it isn't so related to just the basic physiology of your body. Let's say like in the social realm, what's going on there is it's how pleasant or unpleasant you feel is related to how well or poorly you are moving towards some goal you have. And that goal, could be something like getting the raise you wanted or getting a girlfriend. Been a couple of years, you've been out of your last relationship for a while. You've decided to get back on the apps and you're like trying to, find somebody to make it right with. And the level of how good or bad you feel related to that goal is going to be related to how quickly you think you should be getting to that goal and how quickly you are actually getting to that goal. And so if you think you should be getting to it a lot more quickly and it's just not happening, you're going to feel really unpleasant. And if you're fine with how, it's going to take a while and it's fine, you're going to go through 300 dates and, 6 months and so forth, then you're going to be fine. You're not going to necessarily feel really unpleasant. On the other hand, if you've decided, you know what, I'm going to spend the next 5 years learning how to fast, learning how to be alone, learning how to meditate, well, then the way you feel relative to whether you're going to be getting a girlfriend or not is going to be perfectly fine because you're not looking for that goal. It's really that simple. I mean, basically, like you are moving toward a goal that you're trying to achieve, and you're moving toward that goal at a speed that you expect to be moving at, and you feel fine and you feel good, or you're moving a little faster than you thought you would be getting there. And so you feel actually good. On the other hand, you're not moving toward that goal as fast as you want to be, and you feel unpleasant. And if you're not moving toward it at all, you're going to feel really unpleasant, especially if you really want it. And so that's kind of the long and short of why you feel pleasant and unpleasant. Your body has a goal or you have a goal. And if the body has a goal, we're going to call that the system. And if you have a goal, we'll call that the agent. You are the agent. So now let's go on to the scenario where you actually don't want something. You're over it. Like you don't want to drink anymore. Like you're done drinking. And you just keep feeling these cravings and you're like, what is going on? I don't want to be doing this anymore. I really don't want to be doing this. Well, here's the thing. Your system is used to having the alcohol. And so when you don't have it anymore, the system, remember, the brain it predicts how you're going to feel. And if it predicts that you're about to have all the things that alcohol brings you, and you get closer and closer and closer to that, well, then the brain is sending you little pings to take the actions that you would take to get the alcohol in there. And so you, the agent, don't have quite as much control as the system, because the system has been used to it now since you were 16 or 18 years old, where you're just like, getting the alcohol in there. And well, lo and behold, now when you, the agent, decides like, I think I'm going to stop this. The system's like, I don't know anything about stopping. All I know is I'm used to having this. And now I'm not having it. I'm looking for it. And so I'm going to make you move. All those behaviors that you undertook to get that alcohol, even like the time of day, your system is going to say, it's time to take these actions. because those actions got you toward that thing, which is what you wanted for all those years. And now you don't. And so it's not just you, the agent, who doesn't want to do it. It's convincing you, the system, that you don't want to do it, which is going to take a while. And you're going to feel unpleasant for a while. And so what does that mean? That means that when you feel uncomfortable because your system is wanting you to do those things and find those things, you just go, oh, okay, system. I get it. I get it. Nothing's bad's going to happen. And we're going to be fine. And, the harder that is, the more you're learning, because the unpleasantness you feel is a result of the system giving you more of the chemicals to make you take the actions that you are not taking. And so once you get over the hump of not taking those actions, then you're going to feel a little less bad. But remember, the system, every time it gets the cues, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, or I'm on the boat, or we're going out tonight. The behaviors that the system knows it wants to do, it's going to push. Those are automatic now. And so you're going to have to work against that automatic of the system. So anyway, I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. And I'm going to circle back around and give you another example. But that's it for this.
See you next time.